$9 billion, sitting on a computer screen, hidden, and nobody knows how to steal it. This 2001 film asks a simple question. When the government itself becomes the criminal, where's the line between right and wrong? Swordfish. This story begins with a lie, a secret program that was never supposed to exist. The 1980s, Cold War, America and the Soviet Union locked in a shadow war. The CIA launches a covert operation. They call it Project Swordfish. The mission is simple: fight terrorists, but the methods completely illegal. Steal from drug dealers, hack arms traffickers' bank accounts, drain the black market, fight dirty money with dirty money. No congressional approval, the president doesn't know. Zero oversight. Just a handful of people who believe the end justifies any means. And they succeed. Year after year, millions pile up. But eventually, the program shuts down. Officially. All records erased, all agents reassigned. Project Swordfish never existed. But the money? The money stays, hidden, scattered across bank accounts worldwide. $9 billion, invisible. And nobody knows it's there, or if they do, they'll never admit it. Because admitting this money exists means admitting the government committed crimes. Years pass, the money sleeps. But one man knows about it, and he has a plan. Gabriel Shear. Looks like a businessman, talks like a philosopher, but he's an extremist. His belief is simple: America is losing the war. Terrorists are winning because the government is too soft, too bound by rules. You can't win wars by following laws. In his mind, you need greater terror to fight terror, bigger fear to combat fear. Not an eye for an eye for the whole head. And to wage that war, he needs money, that $9 billion. But there's a problem. This money isn't easy to steal. It's locked in the most secure banking systems in the world. Multi-layer encryption, 128-bit security codes, firewall after firewall. Only a handful of hackers on Earth could break this system, and Gabriel knows one of them, Stanley Jobson. Once the world's greatest hacker, no system he couldn't crack, but his life is destroyed. Years ago, the FBI caught him for hacking a government network, served 2 years in prison, and now he's out. But life isn't the same. Can't touch computers, can't use the internet, can't get a job. His wife left him, took their daughter, and now his daughter lives with a drug addict, and Stanley can't do anything about it because he has no money, no power, no future. He's alone, desperate, broken. And that's when a woman approaches him, Ginger Knowles. She makes Stanley an offer, a job. Do it, and he gets $10 million and his daughter back, a fresh start. But what's the job? She won't say, just tells him he needs to meet someone. Gabriel Shear. Stanley knows it's dangerous, something's wrong, but he has no choice. He agrees, and Ginger takes him to a luxury club in Los Angeles. High floor, city lights glowing below, party in full swing, beautiful women, expensive champagne. And there sits Gabriel, gray suit, confident smile, cold intelligence in his eyes. He welcomes Stanley, then asks a question. Do you want to be a hacker or a slave? Because in this country, people like you are always slaves. The government uses you, then throws you away, steals your skills, but shows no gratitude. Stanley stays quiet. Gabriel smiles, then makes his real offer. Hack a bank account, secret fund, government money illegally hidden. In return, Stanley gets $10 million. But Stanley questions it. Why? Why steal this money? Gabriel answers, because I'll use this money to do what the government can't: kill terrorists, terrorize them, show them America isn't weak. His eyes burn with madness, but also conviction. He truly believes he's saving the country. Stanley hesitates because he knows Gabriel isn't lying, but he's not telling the whole truth either. Still, he agrees because he thinks of his daughter, his dream of a new life, and that's how he steps into the trap. The next day, Gabriel tests Stanley. They take him to a room. A computer sits there and a gun pointed at his head. Ginger holds the weapon, smiling. Gabriel says you have 60 seconds. Hack a DoD secure network. Break 128-bit encryption. Fail and you die. And that's not all. A woman sits in the corner. They tell Stanley to rest his head in her lap. Pressure, fear, distraction. But Stanley stays calm because this is his world, the world of code, where everything is logic, math, patterns. His fingers fly across the keyboard, lines of code written, system scanned. 40 seconds. Firewall identified, backdoor searched. 20 seconds. Encryption cracking begins, algorithm running. 10 seconds. Ginger presses the trigger. 5 seconds. Stanley hits enter. Green light on the screen. Access granted. Gabriel smiles, applauds. Stanley passed. And now the real work begins. But Stanley still doesn't fully trust Gabriel because he realizes there's more here. Gabriel isn't just a wealthy man. He has government connections, power, resources. And when Stanley investigates, he discovers Gabriel works for Senator James Reisman, a powerful politician, publicly known for his hard-line stance against terrorism. But privately, he believes in even harsher measures Congress would never approve. So he uses Gabriel, built a black ops team, operating in the shadows, and now they want to steal that $9 billion to fund bigger operations. But the question is, what operations? Stanley starts working. Gabriel sets him up in an office, computers, screens, a team of programmers. But everything's under surveillance. Cameras always on, Ginger always by his side. Stanley realizes he's in a prison, a golden cage, but still a cage. Yet he works, because his goal is clear: take the money and leave, start a new life with his daughter. But slowly, he discovers this job is much bigger than it seemed. Project Swordfish money isn't in one bank account. It's scattered worldwide, hundreds of accounts, all encrypted, all hidden. And to steal this money, he needs to hack all accounts simultaneously at the exact same second. Because if there's any delay, the banking system will trigger alarms, everything will lock down. It's nearly impossible, but Stanley knows how to make the impossible possible. He creates a worm, a self-replicating virus that will hit all banks simultaneously, break all firewalls, and unlock everything with one master key. This takes him weeks, working day and night, no sleep, no rest. But finally, he succeeds. The worm is ready. Gabriel is pleased, but he still doesn't tell Stanley the full plan, because the plan isn't limited to just stealing money. Gabriel's real objective is much bigger and much more terrifying. Meanwhile, the FBI catches on.
Agent Roberts, an experienced investigator who's worked cybercrime for years. He notices unusual banking activity, strange traffic on certain accounts. And when he investigates, Stanley Jobson's name surfaces, a convicted hacker who's forbidden from touching computers, but now active again. Agent Roberts puts surveillance on Stanley, starts watching, and slowly a bigger picture emerges. This isn't just one hacker's work. This is a massive operation. But who's behind it? What's their objective? Roberts doesn't know, But he knows something very bad is about to happen, and he needs to stop it. Stanley and Ginger grow closer. At first, she was just a guard, but gradually they connect. Ginger tells him her story, how she went from an ordinary woman to this dangerous world, how Gabriel rescued her, gave her power. But Stanley realizes Ginger is also a victim of Gabriel's manipulation. He wants to help her, free her, but Ginger refuses because she believes what Gabriel is doing is right, and that belief is the most dangerous thing. Finally, the day arrives, bank heist day. Gabriel prepares the entire team, everyone in position. They're going to a bank, World Bank of Los Angeles, where there's a terminal that can access all accounts. But this isn't just a cyber operation, it's a physical assault. Gabriel's team will enter the bank, take hostages, and Stanley will hack the system from inside. The plan is perfect, but the execution? It's going to be bloody. 10 in the morning, Gabriel and his men enter the bank, armed, masked, ready. They force everyone to the floor, take hostages, terrorize them. They sit Stanley at a computer terminal and tell him, "Start working now." Stanley begins, launches his worm. Within seconds, the virus spreads worldwide, penetrates hundreds of banks, breaks firewalls, and money starts transferring. $9 billion from one account to another, fast, invisibly. But then, the police arrive. FBI, SWAT team, everyone. Agent Roberts knew something was coming, and he was prepared. The bank is surrounded, snipers in position, negotiators ready. Gabriel smiles, because this too is part of his plan. He knew the police would come, and he prepared for it. Inside the bank, hostages get bombs strapped to them, real bombs, real explosives, and Gabriel threatens the police. One step forward, and everyone dies. Then he goes one step further. He sends a hostage outside with a bomb strapped on, walking toward the police. Police back away. Nobody can do anything. And then the explosion. The man dies in the middle of the street. It's a message, a warning. Gabriel isn't an ordinary robber. He's ruthless. He's ready to kill. And in this moment, everyone realizes this isn't just a bank robbery. It's something else. Inside, Stanley keeps working, but his mind is elsewhere. He sees the fear in innocent people, the terror in their eyes, children crying, women trembling, and he realizes he's made a terrible mistake. The money, his daughter, the new life, it all feels like lies now, because the price is too high.
But there's no turning back now. Outside, Agent Roberts analyzes the situation. He knows Gabriel isn't an ordinary criminal. He has no demands, no conditions. He's just buying time. But why? What's he waiting for? Then Roberts understands. The bank robbery isn't the real objective. It's a diversion. The real work is happening elsewhere. But where? Inside the bank, Stanley finishes the transfer. $9 billion now sits in an offshore account, completely untraceable. Gabriel is pleased. Mission accomplished. But now comes the escape, and this is where his real plan reveals itself. A helicopter waits on the bank's roof, Gabriel's own helicopter. But police have surrounded everything. Flying out seems impossible. Then Gabriel does something unbelievable. He loads hostages onto the helicopter, bombs still strapped on, and they board too. Then the helicopter lifts off. Police can't shoot because of the hostages. The helicopter flies over the city, millions watching below. And then Gabriel takes his next step. He uses a bus, a city bus driving on the street. The helicopter lowers a magnet and lifts the bus, people and all, and the bus hangs beneath the helicopter in midair. It's insane, it's madness, But for Gabriel, it's a shield. Police can't do anything now. The helicopter heads out of the city to a deserted area. There's a private airfield there, a jet waiting. The plan is to release the hostages, board the plane, and flee the country. But Stanley knows this can't happen, because if Gabriel escapes, what will he do with that $9 billion? Kill terrorists or create terror? Whatever Gabriel says, Stanley now understands this man is dangerous. His intentions might have been good once, but now he's just drunk on power. And giving that much money to someone like this means disaster. The helicopter lands at the airfield. Hostages are released, bombs deactivated. Everyone runs. Gabriel, Ginger, and his team head toward the plane. But Stanley stops. He looks at Ginger and asks, "Is this really what you want?" Ginger says nothing, but doubt shows in her eyes. Gabriel turns, angry. He points a gun at Stanley and says, "Move or die here." But then FBI vehicles start arriving, from a distance, but fast. Agent Roberts tracked them. Gabriel knows time is short. He quickly boards the plane, pulling Ginger with him. Stanley stays behind. The plane starts, gains speed on the runway, and just as the plane is about to take off, an explosion. One of the plane's engines bursts. The plane loses control, spins, and crashes. Fire, smoke, destruction. Stanley watches from a distance and can't understand what happened. Who blew up the plane? FBI vehicles arrive. Agent Roberts steps out. He approaches Stanley and asks, "Do you know what you've done?" Stanley shakes his head. No. Roberts says, "You gave $9 billion to a killer." But Stanley questions, "Then who blew up the plane?" Roberts stays silent because he doesn't know either. Bodies are recovered from the wreckage. Gabriel's body is found, burned but identifiable.
But Ginger's body isn't found. And when they check the plane's black box, something strange emerges. The explosion wasn't from an outside attack. It came from inside. Someone planted a bomb on the plane and detonated it remotely. But who? Stanley is detained, interrogated. He tells everything about Gabriel, about Project Swordfish, about Senator Reisman. But the FBI doesn't believe him, because when they approach the senator, he denies everything. He says Gabriel was a lunatic who acted alone. And Stanley? He's a convicted hacker lying to save himself. No evidence, no witnesses, no records. Project Swordfish? It never existed, officially. $9 billion can't be found. Everything vanishes.